early knockout, or are you just gonna let it come naturally?
I'm gonna let it come naturally. You know, again, with a power puncher, you can't just force things. You can run into a good shot. So for me, I'm gonna, be on my top P's and Q's and handle.
Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight. Me and Ryan sparred way back when. We sparred twice, and there's always it's gonna be.
Russ coming into this fight?
Now, for me, it's all about getting in the gym, timing and everything. I feel like I have enough time to get it back. Of course, a year and a half layoff sucks.
Early knockout, or are you just going to let it come naturally? I'm going to let it come naturally. Again, with a power puncher you can't just force things, you can run into a good shot. So for me, I'm going to be on my top PS and Ks and handle. Forget about how calm the press conference was. Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero have bigger plans for boxing fans. Romo and Ryan Garcia would be an amazing fight. Me and Ryan sparred way back when we sparred twice, and there's always it's going to be. You should never expect decorum when the two things of trash talking meet, and that's what Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero have brought to boxing fans. They've brought the intensity of an 8-year beef and the hunger for revival. Both fighters are seeing revival from the events of early last year. For Ryan Garcia, he got a win, but his win was quickly silenced by an unfortunate ban from the sport. Any rust coming into this fight? No, for me it's all about getting in the gym, timing everything. I feel like I have enough time to get it back. Of course, a year and a half layoff sucks, and this time he's seeking to rewrite the narrative about himself and prove to the world that he could get a big win without performance-enhancing medications. He also has a rematch against his arch-rival Devin Haney in sight. All of these are the engine sponsoring Ryan Garcia's hunger for this fight for Rolando Romero. Around this time last year he also had a major setback as he failed to defend a title he had won in one of the most controversial ways. The thing with me and Ryan is I done did that beef long ago, because I'll tell you guys all something. In his first title defense against Isaac Cruz, Rolly lost in an 8th round knockout defeat, and despite making a comeback against Manuel James, his comeback was poorly received by boxing fans. His opponent was unranked. In fact, he was destroyed in a fight against Abdullah Mason recently. Hence, Romero is also searching for a statement victory to finally convince boxing fans with an impressive performance since his loss to Gervonta Davis. Ryan Garcia wants to prove this is a new chapter in his life. One of the most popular fighters in boxing, Garcia had a tumultuous 2024, and while everyone over there willing the mother, the only one that defended him throughout all the who's the only one that defended Garcia received a 1-year suspension for the infraction, and now makes his return on May 2nd when he takes on Rolly Romero in the main event of a mega boxing card that takes place in Times Square in New York City. Recently, Garcia participated in the first press conference for the Fatal Fury event and made it clear that this time around there would be no antics from him. I want to be great, Garcia said. I've always wanted to fight the best fighters in the sport. As far as my problems outside the ring, I've always had those problems. I don't know who else struggles with stuff like that, but that's just something I was struggling with. That fight will sell out. I know that fire will sell out. That's one of those mega fights that me and Ryan, that's a fight I'm definitely interested in. I want to just show everybody that you can come back from anything. I want to show my dedication to the sport and be a true professional. I admit my mistakes, and I don't want anybody to take my actions of drinking and smoking before the fight and try to think that's a way to handle yourself as a professional. So I came here to change that. This is my first fight to get respect back and to prove to everybody that it wasn't a fluke, and I'm ready to do it. Garcia's rival Devin Haney is also fighting on the same card, taking on Jose Ramirez in the co-main event, with both parties openly acknowledging that should they both win a rematch of their now no contest will take place later this year. Check it out. I know there's been a lot of back and forth between you and Ryan Garcia. What are your thoughts, and what message would you send him right now? Brother, I have no thoughts about him. I don't. Ryan Garcia makes his ring return after a year-long ban, and there will be expectation on him to deliver following his last plie. Despite the controversy around it, Garcia has not fought since he dropped Haney 3 times in a decision win that was later ruled a no contest after he tested positive for a banned substance ahead of his fight with Devin Haney in April. Had a number of incidents that led some to question the state of his mental health, including badly missing weight for the fight with Haney and then chugging a beer in their final face-off. Despite these incidents, Garcia delivered a sensational performance against Haney, pulling off an upset victory, only to later have that result overturned after he tested positive for a banned substance. He's not a boxer, so who give a about him. Course thank you. With Haney also on this unique card, the winner of this bout, especially if it is star attraction Garcia, will progress to face the victor of Haney vs Ramirez. A rematch between Haney and Garcia in Saudi Arabia in October would generate plenty of interest. Las Vegas resident Romero has an impressive 81% knockout ratio. But does he have the power to trouble Garcia as he steps up a third weight class? Romero 29 lost 2 of his last 4 fights to Isaac Cruz and Devon Davis by stoppage. Garcia 26 from Los Angeles, who also succumbed to Davis 2 years ago, throws punches with power and speed. This fight could steal the show. Try to see where he was guiding me and just led me to Dallas, led me to Derek, and I pursued it, and I'm here now and I feel good. I feel, it's unclear if there were other fighters available that could have stepped in the 140 pounds division. Has a lot of fighters with more talent than Rolly, and it would have been great for fans to see someone else. Rolly Romero is definitely not a great fight for Ryan because he was recently knocked out by Pitbull Cruz in the 8th round last year on March 30th. Rolly obviously is a bargain basement level fighter with limited ability who doesn't belong fighting in the main event of Turkey Al Sheikh's car on May 2nd against the superstar Ryan Garcia. Romero bounced back from that loss to defeat Manuel James by a 10-round unanimous decision on September 14th on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez vs Edgar Berlanga. I care about right now is Ryan Garcia, and then the winner between that and me and Ryan gets Donante Davis. We're going to do this all on pay-per-view, on Showtime pay-per-view. We're going to do this, __. Alright, like I said at the end of it, I got the belt. Rai didn't perform well in that fight either, but he had a harmless opponent. Using Rolly as the opponent is a very poor option for Ryan Garcia and a headliner on Daz in PPV. Obviously it's a tune-up for Cry, so you can give him a break in that department, but it's not fair to the fans to use a fighter with a 2-2 record in his last 3 fights as the side for a pay-per-view card. Rayleigh's actual record should be 1-3 in his last 4 fights because his victory over Ismael Barroso was highly controversial because the referee Tony Weeks jumped and stopped the fight in the 9th round in their clash on May 13, 2023. I want to tell everybody just thank you for coming out and honestly happy. Rolly had thrown 4 punches, all missing badly, and Weeks waved it off. Barroso was hurt, standing and looking at Weeks. What are you doing? Fans were shocked at the stoppage and there was criticism for months after. At the time, Rolly was trailing and on his way to losing the fight. There are many contenders in the 140 and 147 pounds top 15 rankings more deserving of a fight against Ryan Garcia on May 2nd than Rolly Romero. That you did take more punches than you thought you would, so what went wrong during this fight? It's okay. It appears they were in a hurry to find a body to be the opponent, and Romero served the purpose. Given that this is going to be a PPV event, it would have been better to use Jose Ramirez as Ryan Garcia's opponent in the headliner and give Rolly to Haney for the co-feature. Even in that spot Romero doesn't belong, but Haney is coming off a 3 knockdown loss. He needs a soft touch like Rolly to make sure he doesn't wind up in the dirt. However, if the idea is to ensure that Ryan doesn't get beat ahead of his rematch with Haney in October, then Rolly is the man for the job. Like it's family, like it's a bond. So I'm hungry, man. That's why I'm here every day training. I didn't even know this was happening, but I came to train with Derek and like I said, it's a blessing. Happy to be part Rise. I'm going to let you know through this tweet, and I hope you understand this. Truly, I'm not taking you lightly at all. I'm coming with some real freaking anger, and I'm sorry it has to be you. You can say all the funny idiot you are going to say Tuesday, but if you cross the line I must slap the hell out of you, I promise you. He added, you are here to be freaking funny. That's it. Funny is what got you here, so don't change course. Grandpa had your ass fighting for your life, and Pitbull had you looking for Easter eggs in the ring, and I'll have you lay your gloves down in the ring like an MMA fighter, retiring like his family, like his Avon. So I'm hungry, man. That's why I'm here every day training. I didn't even know this was happening, but I came to train with Derek, and like I said, it's a blessing to Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney in April 2024 and earned 3 knockdowns en route to his decision victory. However, Garcia tested positive for Osterine and the fight was later turned into a no contest. He was handed a 1-year suspense which ends on April 20th. Rolly Romero claimed it's been 8 years since talks about a fight between him and Ryan Garcia began. Well, they now have the fight right before their eyes and they've taken it with the kind